Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm KRX and we're going to be taking a look at Factory Town here, which is going to be going to early access on March 12th. And there might be, there could be like a day one patch for this, but I think 2 to 3 days before the official release here, I think we're going to have mostly what to be expected on day one of this game getting released to the early access system. And I was lucky enough to get an early copy of the game from the developers, so that's pretty hype. But let's take a look at this game. Factory Town. So this is sort of like a little, it's like a village management game that has sort of an idea on engine building. Like you're sort of building this engine early on. Our little workers are going to be doing, struggling to do very basic tasks, and then later on, those tasks that we had those villagers doing are going to be, automated, or we're going to have different kinds of workers and things and operations and conveyor belts and chutes and things like that that'll just kind of deliver things around automatically. And that's kind of the creating sort of proper logistical supply routes and stuff like that is kind of what we're going to be doing in the game. So I think we're just going to start with the normal scenario here, but what I do want to actually turn on, maybe this is a little bit of a cheat, but I'm going to turn on the smooth starting area just to make it a little bit of a sort of a decent start here. And we can kind of, I think if you kind of go back and forth here, you can kind of get, like you can see that the map here, and the cool thing about this is actually we can kind of preview the map here. Even though we're in this sort of create a game screen, we can kind of see how it's randomized. This one looks a little bit better than the first one I started on. The first one I started on, we got pinched into a tricky situation. Like I said, I'm going to keep this a little bit of smoothing on just because I'm kind of newer to the game. I really don't know what I'm doing here, to be honest. Played around with a little bit, just so I wouldn't be a complete buffoon. But yeah, welcome to Factory Town, guys. So what we're gonna have to do, and this is gonna guide us kind of a little bit as well, which is kind of nice. The tutorial system actually seemed pretty good, which is basically just nothing more than this little message here. So it's kind of telling us, we can click on our workers and have them start collecting trees, and collecting. They'll kind of automatically start putting the trees into our main base, which is basically like a big storage building. And there we go. We've completed that one, so we can hit check. See what comes next. Houses. Yep, we're going to need houses for our people. And I'm not even really sure what the optimal construction is for the houses, to be honest, in terms of the patterning. But I don't think the houses need to be anywhere near the base. It's interesting, but because of the automation systems in the game, we don't really need the houses to be near anything in particular. But early game, it's going to be good if they're next to grain. The house, it's interesting, the workers don't ever have to go home. This isn't like a banished or something like that where they have to go rest. I've never noticed anything like that, to be honest. Let's just build a bunch of houses. And I have it on good authority that doing a 2-wide road is a good thing here. I think we need, what, one more log? There we go. We built 4. 4 is the maximum that we can build right now. We can see in the top left, houses built capacity. There we go. We got 4 out of 4, and that's gonna vary based on. Oh, this costs wood. That pathway costs wood. I don't even really know if we need. I don't even really know how important it is to have roads to the houses or not, but that'll be good for aesthetic reasons. So now that we have some of those, we could actually get some more workers. And we have 50 coins. So I think it'll prompt us to build a couple workers, which is kind of nice. So we can hit B to open up the build menu, or the build menu is going to be down in the bottom left here. B actually is not too hard to get used to, and I tend to prefer that. Same thing with the wood. We're just going to have these people collecting grain, and they'll automatically be delivering it to the house, which is going to make us some money. So it kind of actually reminds me a little bit of Foundations, which came out recently. You make your money by selling stuff to your own people. Your workers go out, they work, and then you sell this stuff to the people that basically just hide in their homes. I don't think the workers are the ones that live here. Well, it's kind of weird because you have to have more houses to get more workers. So maybe they do. They just never actually go home and do anything. They're just always kind of just like out working. Never lazy. Unless they don't have a task. Lumber mills. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I'm almost tempted to kind of build this a bit farther out. When I first started a city, I kind of built everything very crammed. What do we need for this, actually? We need stone. Okay, so let's get some of our dudes, or we could build more dudes. Probably should build more dudes if we can afford, and we should be able to afford. So let's start getting stone going. We're going to need just sort of a humble amount of stone the entire game. I think we're going to actually set up a wood operation out here farther away from the base. It's kind of interesting because things don't have to be right nearby. In fact, I found that sometimes when things are too close together, the AI kind of competes for things in a weird way. So it's kind of nice to keep things segregated. Like we're probably going to have a bunch of different lumber mills, to be completely honest. Not just one. And once we get the stone, there we go, we got the stone. So let's go into the buildings here. Let's build this out here. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but let's build this out here. And we have to click on it to set it to what we want this lumber mill to actually be producing. Right now, looks like the only thing that we can produce is planks. Good, because that's actually what we need is planks. And I just realized that we probably do want a lumber mill closer by. I just noticed that the mouse sensitivity, if you go to the edge of the map, is like super intense. I'm coming down here to build something like a lumber mill, and it's just swinging me down there. There's probably a setting to adjust that, but for now we'll get by. Never mind, we probably do want a lumber mill in here as well, closer to the main base. And with that, we can actually have these pathways going to the main base, which the people do move faster on the pathways. Like we can actually give them little walkways to the houses. So now that you can see they're zipping along now. Same thing, planks. We'll use this in the future, I guarantee it. Let's get some of these dudes, or could we actually get some more workers? We could actually get a couple more workers. So we have the money. It doesn't seem to be any sort of maintenance cost. So for the most part, I don't think there's any way for us to lose money. If that makes sense, just passively lose money. Let's tell this guy to deliver planks to the base so that we can build. And we'll tell a couple of these people to actually go and gather wood specifically to the lumber mill. So these people are now, if we go here and we go to lumber mill with the person, we can see there's these two options. There's to take out the product and send it to the nearest location, which in this case would be the base. Or we could take, assign someone to put in the input, to go find the input. It's actually going to be kind of important because depending on how we assign the workers, kind of will determine where they go. Like if there's two options for these people to go to, we might need to do the selection from one or the other buildings. So this case should be working. We're getting planks. Good. We're getting planks. We built the lumber mill too. And with those planks, we can now upgrade our houses. So this is going to be, so we can only have 4 houses. But once we upgrade the houses, we'll be able to have a larger workforce, which is always good. Because it seems to me that, again, there's not really any cost to having people, even if they're just sitting around. It's just more people, more better, I guess. Let's just finish upgrading these two. We're going to need a few more planks, though. In fact, it looks like people are kind of sitting around here. Oh, they're kind of struggling to... Let's have him working from this angle. I don't know. It looked like they were both competing for the same tree there, which I think is relatively unnecessary. Also noticing, does this not have the throughput that we need? Or do we not have anyone delivering the planks now? Oh, you know what's going on? See, this is what I'm talking about. We are now competing. These buildings want planks. They actually want like planks, I guess, for furniture. They need to furnish their homes. And apparently they're breaking their furniture all the time. So we have to constantly resupply them with wood. But we're getting paid for this. You can see these 3s are popping up here. 1's for the grain, 3's for the wood. So we're getting paid for this wood. The problem is we need this wood to actually just build. So what I need to do is, this is where I'm talking about like having a separate lumber mill like over here that just supplied the base with planks would have been a good thing. What you need to do is you need to go there, but deliver it to there if you would. So actually the way that we can do this is, let's see if this will start working. I think we have one person. Wait, whoa, 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 what's going on? No, no, no. Okay, this says deliver planks from the base. We don't want to do that. Drop off wood. We don't want to drop off wood. Okay, we'll just drop off the wood that you're holding. I don't know if this matters. Okay, I think there's a way to, like, drag this. There we go. Okay. One of the things, so we're dragging this wood now from the lumber mill. I think. That guy, I think, was actually assigned to take wood from here and sell it at the homes, which we don't want. We don't want to sell any of our wood at the homes yet, guys. Come on. Now we seem to be stockpiling it. No one's delivering to the homes. Good. Good, good, good. This is why we really needed a second lumber mill, to be honest. Let's get these fully upgraded. Now that these are fully upgraded, we can get a lot more people. Okay. Your base can be upgraded. Increase your house limit. Okay, so we need to upgrade the base. Good, we have all the stuff for that. So now we can actually increase, we can just build straight up more houses. Now, right now we actually seem to have a decent amount of capacity for workers. We don't really, because we've upgraded all of our homes, which we didn't have to do. It's also prompting us to build a market. The market's going to be kind of cool. The thing about the market is, though, well, the market is, it's weird because these guys are doing a fine job doing this, you know, but the market is going to automatically supply food to these areas. And presumably there's probably a market for, this general store will probably sell the lumber automatically, which would be nice. Let's just get this market down here. We can see there's just like a massive range on this thing. Just an absolute massive range. Whoops. We kind of, well, we actually left this to be potentially a road, a two-length road, though, so that'll be good. Now these guys should be delivering to the market instead, and the market will automatically supply. So which means we probably don't even need both of these dudes working here, but we'll just leave them for now because we just have tons of potential guys doing things. What I really would like... Oh, we are actually chopping down these trees. These seem to be a limited quantity of trees. Interesting. Let's just build some more dudes over here. For the most part, they're going to be easily getting enough wood, because what the other thing that we're going to need, and this is where the wagon's going to be amazing for this area out here. These guys, though, I want them to take this, and I want them to start delivering to the homes. Specifically. So they can grab planks from this location and deliver them to the homes. And hopefully they'll go to both, like all the homes, I'm not sure. We might need to actually assign a couple more dudes. You know what, for now, let's just do that. Let's just assign each home its own delivery guy. And that should for sure be enough. I don't think the market, I think the food market can only store food. I'm not seeing the ability for it to store anything else. Okay, the food market's been built. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. Now we can actually do the grain mill. And the grain mill is actually going to be really, really great, probably over here by this big thing of grain or over here by this large thing of grain. We might do it in both places. Well, the interesting thing is, let's do it down here because this is at an upslope. And we could actually conveyor the grain down to here. And we might just build two. And that probably wouldn't be the end of the world, but let's just build one down here for now. R to rotate this. Actually, the other thing we don't have... and you're going to make flour. And for whatever reason, the Sims can just sort of eat plain flour. We're not going to be making bread yet, at least. Not the most efficient, point A to point B, but they should pick up the pace a little bit there. So these guys, we actually want these guys going over here now and delivering there. And then we're going to need someone delivering from there to the market, taking the flour to the market, and then that'll sell to the homes. We only have one available worker guy. See, the interesting thing is he can almost deliver to the homes faster than he can deliver to the market, but we'll just let him go to the market for now. Eventually, once we create like a... Oh, you know what I just realized? I wonder if that's going to be an issue now that we have this road here. How we're going to get a chute to go like over and around this thing. That might actually block the mobility. Actually, what we could do is, yeah, very simple fix is just bring this road around. Like this. So this road's going to get bopped once we create the automation to send stuff this way. And the truth is we could probably even, hopefully we'll be able to automate the lumber at some point as well. Build the grain mill. Probably just need a second dude like shoveling, doing grain. One thing is, so the input, it looks like we have tons of logs here, so we don't need this guy doing logs. Let's do him moving flour. I say grain? Build a workshop. Okay. This is where we're going to be able to get the... actually, this is going to be huge. Getting the wagons going is going to be big. Because wagons are like a worker that can move 4 goods at a time. But I think it might even move a little bit faster as well. I don't know if it's going to matter where we build this thing. Looks like we're missing something. What are we missing? Not enough population capacity. Build or upgrade more houses. But we don't have a population. We're building a workshop. Why does that require a population capacity? Oh, we need a work. We actually need to, like, it costs a worker to have one of these guys. Okay. We can't upgrade these. We just need more houses. More houses. Can we not just directly build like upgraded houses? Looks like no. It looks like we have to build these and then upgrade them. Actually, that's going to be perfect. That's going to be perfect because that allows the chutes to come through. We could have a chute from the grain, and we could potentially have some sort of system from the lumber mill. This is actually going to work out pretty well, I think. The only thing is I don't know if we're actually producing enough grain and things to, yeah, it's hard to kind of tell if these are upgraded or not. We got tons of money, so let's just upgrade those. Let's boost our population here. I'm kind of tempted to just say, hey, just get some regular grain going. I know it'd be better if we could process it in the grain at the grain mill, but 3 grain is becoming 1 flour? Am I reading that right? And it takes 4 seconds to do? That seems kind of inefficient. We might want a second one over here. I don't think it would hurt. I don't think it would hurt, but I think we're very close to potentially building conveyor thingamajigs. Let's wait on that. And the nice thing that I'm liking about this game is I feel like there's no rush. Like, I feel like we could just leave the game right now running and everything would be fine. So that feels good. Wooden wheels, that's what we're going to do. I think the next thing it's going to have us build is the big barn. Or just the barn. Now this is like a storage building, kind of like the... my understanding is basically it works like the base. It can just store anything and you can build directly from it. Like, we cannot build, if there's planks here, we can't use those to build. We can only use them to build if they're in our base or in a barn. We're going to need this guy delivering wheels to there. Oh, wait a second. I almost forgot. We actually need someone delivering planks to here. Did not expect to have to do that delivery right there. That's a bit of a stretch. We probably should have had this closer out here. We could also do a lumber mill, another lumber mill out here too. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Now I wonder, are these guys that are specifically set to deliver to specific buildings? I wonder if they'll go to other buildings though, if they recognize that there's a need. I don't think we're delivering fast enough that I think they can just continually deliver to the same spot. This is super inefficient. Like, this is what I'm talking. We need to set up that wagon thing. And I don't know if the wagon's going to be able to deliver from the lumber mill. Well, either way, what we could do is we could deliver planks from the lumber mill maybe to the barn, and then the barn people could deliver it locally or something. But I think we're not too far away from building a general store. Base level 2. Okay. Let's create a... We're close to doing that, I think. Different kind of worker now. The wagon kind of behaves as a worker. We need to get the 4 wheels into the barn. We don't have any wheels right now, because of reasons and things. Are we getting... Well, it says that this guy should be going and getting planks for us. It's just taking... We're not creating enough planks. Okay. Not creating enough planks. Build one of these here. There we go. Just deliver it to the workshop. Now this guy that's doing that over here, here, do that. Don't compete with these dudes. We're actually just not creating enough. I think this is working around the clock. No, it's actually not. It's not getting enough wood. Not getting enough wood. Which is kind of interesting. What do you guys... Okay, you guys, we have too many people over here. Go over here and chop some wood or something. It'd be kind of interesting if there was a way to see... Not great. What are you guys doing? Oh, they're taking wood, but they're taking wood from the wrong... Okay, guys, don't... Come on. Take it to the lumber mill. Take it to the lumber mill. We don't need raw wood. That'll help a lot. Everybody seems to be relatively happy though, so we're not getting logs to these 3 places, but for the most part, no one's upset from what I can tell. Yep, pathway right here would be good too. Just thought of that. They should be scurrying along at a bit more of a pace. I don't know why he's not using there. Why is he not using it? He's like going around the back. And he could just be using, like, I feel like he could just be using this road. But, is what it is, I guess. We have 8 wheels, so we can build this wagon. And the wagon... Now let's talk about building chutes. What can we do? Can we... It's kind of interesting because it seems like the limiting isn't the people moving things about. It's the fact that this building takes 4 seconds to make flour. So doing a wagon from there to there isn't going to change anything. And we're already handling that. I think actually, you know what we'll do? Let's get more people collecting grain. And then let's try the wagon delivering... Why does it say it's going directly to a house? You're going to the market. Good. See, but why is the wagon not waiting to fill up? But I'm hoping when this wagon shows up here, it's going to grab a couple. Nice, it grabbed 3. So this is almost perfect. So it could hold 4. Grabbed 3. There you go, boom, and all those got delivered instantly. There we go, now it's got 4. So it looks like this wagon's actually like, this is a decent ratio here. Basically, we're watching this output, it's at 3. Yeah, this is almost perfect. It's like one delivery it does 3, the next delivery it might do 4. We're getting too much grain. It's actually just not processing it fast enough. That was almost a 4 delivery, so it's almost like a 3-3-4 pattern. So it feels like if we just bump this up a little bit, we add a worker here, and go up to 135% speed. Now this might be literally exactly what we need here. Producing a little bit too much grain though. It's kind of capping out there. Yeah, that's literally perfect. This distance and the amount of people working here, we probably have maybe 1 too many people working here, but for the most part that's looking pretty good actually. That's a nice little thing there. So that's working way more efficiently. If we watched over here, we could see that, yeah, we have the input, we don't have the output. We're actually not delivering. See, the wagon also would be really great here. So can we build another wagon? Let's build another wagon, because I'm noticing how the wagon from here to there would be fantastic. We're just getting our planks to the barn. We're getting it out of the lumber mill into the barn. And then what we could do, we probably actually need like a couple of those things going there. Because then we could deliver from the barn to the homes. We really do need that general store up and going. But you know, guys, I think we're going to take a pause here. Don't need these to go on too long each episode. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching the sort of the first episode in this little Let's Play where we kind of explore Factory Town here and see what it's all about. It's actually... it's kind of hooking me in right now a little bit. There's definitely, it's interesting too, because it's like, it's one of those games where I feel like the more you know, the more you'll want to kind of play it differently. So the fact that I'm already kind of thinking, we've already made some mistakes, so we've tried to compromise and adjust and stuff like that on the fly. And now that we get these new technologies, it's kind of mixing up our design a little bit and thinking, now we're thinking about the ratios, and there's some real meaty stuff to think about here. And it's kind of interesting. And it's kind of fun piecing through that. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys on the next one.